Hey, welcome to our Advent study where we are taking this Christmas season more serious than ever. The whole point of Advent is to try to keep Christ in Christmas. What we're doing and what Christians have historically done in the Advent season is from December 1st all the way through December 25th, we are taking time every day to make sure that we are pondering on Christ and really anticipating the birth of Christ. And one of the ways that we have been endeavoring to do that is to go back into the Word, and we've been looking at the Old Testament and looking at some of the prophecies about the fact that Christ would come, how he would come, when he would come, where he would come, and why he would come. So today I want us to go to Micah chapter 5 and verse 2. Micah chapter 5 and verse 2. We're going to look at a prophecy here. But you, O Bethlehem, Ephrathah, who are too little to be among the clans of Judah, from you shall come forth for me one who is to be ruler in Israel, whose coming forth is from old, from ancient days. This is the prophecy that told us where the Messiah would be born, that from Bethlehem will come the ruler of Israel. And it's not just any old ruler. It's a ruler that somehow he can still be called from old, from ancient days, that somehow this new ruler can somehow, though he already meets the criteria of being born in Bethlehem and from Bethlehem, he also has to somehow fit this idea of being from old and he's the ancient of days. Only Jesus Christ can fulfill this prophecy. This prophecy is too specific. This prophecy not only you have to be like, does it matter where you were geographically born, but it also somehow, this thing about you has to be able to fit this ancient of days thing, that you were from old. This new ruler is from old. Listen, as I've broken down in days past, Christ, though he physically as a human being comes into existence through Mary, that is not when he came into existence. No, Christ has always been. Read John chapter 1, read Colossians 1. I mean, so too many scriptures to cite here that says Christ was, before the Word became flesh, he was with the Father, and all things were made through him, and without him was not anything made that was made. He is from ancient days. You don't get more from ancient days than day one. Day one, God created. You know how he created? Through the Son. Through him were all things created, and without him was not anything made that was made. That is talking about creation. You don't get more ancient of days than the most ancient days, and that is creation. And literally, honestly, he goes even before creation, because before the Trinity, before Father, Son, and Spirit began to create, they were. They've always been. Jesus is born in the town of Bethlehem, and literally this prophecy is recognizing, hey, Bethlehem is an unlikely place for the Messiah to come from. Bethlehem is an unlikely place for this ruler who is from ancient days to really come from, because it's so small. Bethlehem's so small. But honestly, that just makes the probability even more unlikely and believable that it could be anybody other than Jesus Christ. Jesus was born in a town called Bethlehem, and the Spirit of God predicted it through the prophet Micah hundreds of years before Jesus would ever actually accomplish this. Jesus is the one we've all been waiting for. The entire Old Testament, all of human history is pointing to one man. And I want to make sure that you know this Christmas season better point to that one man too. All of our trees, all of our presents, all of our traditions, all of our celebrations, they need to point to one man. And it's the one man we are taking time to really zero in this Advent season on. It's Jesus Christ.